All right, we are underway.
Has anybody heard how Barbara's mom's procedures went?
No,
Okay.
haven't heard. All right, well, I'm going to start by welcoming Carol Work to the meeting. Carol is our new director at large, and I am thrilled to have somebody with her background and experience giving us the benefit of her wisdom. So, Carol, welcome very much.
In the past. I am.
Let's just kind of quickly, if you don't mind, just kind of run around and kind of introduce ourselves. So me, I'm Tony Hansen. So Sharon.
Sharon Bowles, I'm the vice president, and I've been pinch hitting for a while on the marketing and helping Tony some with the general meetings up until Sue stepped in recently. Yeah.
And I'm Sue Goverly, general meeting coordinator. This Saturday will be the first time for me to be official.
All right.
Susan.
Susan Rainwater, I'm Director of Finance.
Melissa.
I am Melissa Fleming, Director of Information Technology.
And Terry.
I'm Terry Turner. I'm Secretary.
Hi.
It kind of rhymes.
Yeah, it does. Pat.
Pat Hernandez, and I take care of volunteer coordination for the meetings and also part-time on the newsletter.
And how about you, Todd? You got yours on yet?
Just about. So Todd Niedecker, I am the immediate past president and webmaster.
And you probably know who Stephanie is, but I'll let you say hi to her anyway.
Yeah.
Hi, Carol.
It's good to see Stephanie's smiling face.
Yeah, it's good to see you. It's been too long.
Absolutely.
And there's Kim making in.
Yeah, she's muted. Yeah.
And so that is Kim Edge coming in. She is our director of membership. So the only person we're missing is Barbara Coakley, and Barbara is our seminar administrator.
Okay.
All right. So we've got a couple of previous board meeting minutes. Does anybody have any changes, corrections, updates, or corrections to those board meeting minutes that we have posted? Hearing none, we'll take them as, accept them as submitted. Stephanie, what is going on at the library?
Okay. We are all getting ready for October. It's Family History Month. We're in it. I did want to talk about what DGS wanted to do for Family History Day, Friday, October 18th.
Okay, so I was thinking we would probably have a table set up on the 8th floor again.
Yeah.
And just be there to handle questions, inquiries, and anything like we did last year. Does that fit in with your plans?
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't know if you wanted to try and do the whole day or not, so I wanted to leave it open.
What time is it starting and ending?
It's 9 to 5.
We'll talk about that a little bit later in the meeting. So I would think we'll probably want to be there the whole day, but we'll see if we can get volunteers for it.
Okay, sounds good. Also, I'm excited to announce that Terry Huff has rejoined our team as of today. With her arrival, we are now fully staffed. Very excited about that. She told me today that she feels like she has come home. And so.
And the name was Terry Huff?
Yes.
Okay. Was she at a branch, or had she left the library altogether?
No, she was at Fretz Park, which is in Northern Branch. It's a lot closer to her home.
Close to me.
Yeah, she's telling me that she's gonna try and be out the door by 6:10 a.m. to get to the library on regular days. And I was like, okay, all right, let me know if we need to do anything. But she is very excited. We are going to launch our new transcription software. It's called From the Page. How that's going to work is we're going to require anybody who is going to volunteer to work on that. You can work on it remotely from your house like you did before. But we are requiring an in-person orientation so we can get the volunteer program credit. You only have to do that once and then you're on your own. We're going to offer those sessions on the second Tuesday in the evening and then on the fourth Saturday of the month in the afternoon. October seats are actually almost filled. I saw Patricia signed up. So she's raring to go.
And when I was on, they were all full. So I'm December 28th.
Oh, it's going that far? I didn't even.
Well, the November dates I couldn't do, but both October
Okay.
dates were full.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm excited. Let me look too, and I'll see if I can maybe fit you in to the October. I'll be back in touch with you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Do you have a preference on which day?
I was trying for the Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay. I'm making a note here. And we'll see if we can fit you in.
Okay, thanks.
But yeah, we're very excited about that. 20 hours as a DPL volunteer is going to earn you a DPL card, database access, and ebooks and e-audiobook access.
How many hours is that?
20.
Wow.
So I'm hoping that it's as popular as it seems to be. Carol, we're digitizing the City of Dallas permit books from 7. So
That's lovely.
yeah,
I hope the handwriting isn't too bad. I think it's probably a challenge in some of the volumes, but that's great.
Yeah. So it's interesting. We did a few ourselves during COVID. So I hope we've gotten through the worst of it. But we've actually had to scan them one side and then the other side and then put them back together.
Yeah.
Thing. But yeah, we're really excited. It's going to help people trace the history of their home in Dallas. It's very wild project.
Well, and it'll knit together a lot of development patterns for the city, I think.
Oh yeah, that's true too. So we're very excited. And then our content management system, we've already connected to somebody who is using both the transcription software with the new content management system so that they'll work together. So
neat.
Should be good. And that's pretty much all that I have. If y'all are interested, I'm really trying to push this with everybody. We have a more history-focused event. The former director of the FDR Library is on a book tour, and he's coming to the library Sunday, October 13th. He's going to be in conversation with the director of the George W. Bush Library, who happens to be a expert on the Civil War era, as well as the presidential library that she just took over. So they're going to talk presidential leadership, and he's going to sign his new book, which is all about FDR, Charles Lindbergh, that era of history.
Stephanie, I registered for that. Do you need volunteers for it?
No, I think we're gonna be okay without volunteers. Interbang Books is gonna be in to sell books. So
What time is it, Stephanie?
it's 1 p.m.
Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah, and he'll of course be signing his book for the event. You know how that works. thank you all for keeping that in mind and for signing up. Because I'm a presidential geek, so I'm really excited about it. What else do we have? We're gonna see y'all this weekend at the Texas State Hispanic Genealogy Conference. Tony requested that we sit together. So even if you didn't want to see me, you'll see me.
Oh, good.
Happy
but
to see you.
Hmm?
I'm always happy to see you. You can bring me up on the latest pictures of Birdie
yes,
and company
yes,
and Busy.
yes,
Busy and Dirty.
yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all for me. Just let me know about Family History Day and how you'll want to handle it, and we'll get started moving some tables.
All right, very good. Thank you, Stephanie.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so we had a number of issues carried over from the last meeting. Unfortunately, the Instagram issue with Hootsuite is unchanged. Hope to get motion on that sometime. We're having the conference this weekend, so I'm going to handle the setup on Thursday. I've got all the stuff here already just to take over there, and then I'm going to handle the table Friday morning. Sharon's going to do it Friday afternoon, and Kim Badge is going to take all day Saturday for us. So thank you, Kim, for that.
I am going to go Saturday morning for part of it. So
okay.
Yeah, because I thought Kim was doing the DGS cafe at the library. Did I get the email? Did I read the emails right?
I thought that's what she said.
Is
Sharon.
Kim here? Is Kim
Kim
here?
is on there.
She's on mute.
Ah,
We can't hear you, Kim.
You're
Still
still
muted.
No, can't hear. Okay, well, so clearly we need to work out somebody to set up the hospitality for the meeting on Saturday. So
Well, I think it's taken care of. So but I want to hear. Kim, can you?
So
Kim, nod if
Yes.
you can hear us. Is that nodding?
oh, maybe
Looks
she
like nodding
can
to
put
me.
it in chat. Maybe we can just see typed answer instead.
Yeah.
But no, her email, Kim in her email said that since Sharon was going to be at the Poger conference, Kim could be at the general meeting.
Well, I thought that she was doing some of both. So
ah,
Right. So would you all work this out and let us know what the final answer is going to be?
yeah, I thought it was settled.
Okay.
But-
All right. Well, if you get it settled during the meeting, let me know. Otherwise, handle it. Thank you. All right. I've still got that October 15th speaking opportunity. If anybody wants to join me at the Foster Grandparent Program.
Where is that, Tony?
It's at the Senior Source, which is, I think, off of like Harry Hines.
Yeah, it's off of South Harry Hines,
Yeah.
I don't know.
a little bit north of KERA.
A little bit north of where?
KERA.
Oh,
Sure.
okay.
Do you know where their studios are? Sharon and Ken would like to update the images on our publicity stuff. So that, if you took some good action pictures at the seminar last week, send them to me. If you didn't, bring your cameras and come to the general meeting and get good action kind of pictures, please. So we've got something to work with. And again, we're looking, for action involvement kind of stuff, people interacting, not just, posed, smiling and holding coffee cups and stuff like that. North Texas Giving Day was a success. That the event that we had at the library after the general meeting was really well attended. We had 19 people on Zoom and 15 at the library, and Greg Boyd gave a really good presentation of History Geo. Our total donations, almost $4,000. We had 33 unique donors, 35 donations, ranging from $5 to $510. So we got thank you notes mailed out to everybody. So thanks to all that helped make that happen. That was a really successful event for that. I think that was probably our most successful event ever. I don't think we've raised that much before. So that went well. Western Heights Cemetery, I've received the current spreadsheet from Steve Erickson, and I just need to find the time to sit down and figure out how we can map loading that. Carol, for information, they've been doing a lot of work over at the Western Heights Cemetery. That's where Clyde Barrow is buried, and they have done a really great job of going through and entering, recording all of the burials in there. And they've asked us if we'd be willing to consider incorporating that burial information into our cemetery database. So that's what we're contemplating doing.
Yeah, because there's a lot of interest in that cemetery.
Yeah, there certainly seems to be. Can't hear Kim, so we can't talk about the North Texas Irish Festival. We're thinking about participating in that, but if she can get back on, we'll talk about that.
Well, I can answer a little bit, and
Okay.
that she was able, we've never been able to find a specific person yet, but she's found updates on their emails, their website about they're getting close to being ready to open up.
Okay.
Taking requests, I guess, or whatever, info for tables.
Okay. Good. We did get the Barbara Bayless stuff out of her house and to the library. So Kim and I went over and we did that yesterday morning. So that's done. Okay, bylaw changes. So we had already proposed some bylaw changes to the membership, and then after the fact thought about the idea that we need to perhaps eliminate that director of publication content position as well. That is all documented in the what is this? Our meeting schedule thing that I'm working from right here. And I've sent it all to you. It's been published in the newsletter. What I need is a formal motion that to approve these recommended changes to the bylaws in a second so that we can make this official.
I move that we make the recommended changes to the bylaws.
Okay, I second it.
Any discussion on that? All right. Hearing no further discussion, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 And if
Aye.
you're opposed, say nay. All right, it will happen. We'll present it one more time at the next general meeting because we have to do that after a formal board submission, and then we'll vote on it at the meeting after that. I don't think we'll get much of a pushback on that at all. Okay.
Tony, can I interrupt for just a second? I think I found my latest email from Kim about this, that she's actually going to do double duty. She's going to set up and get things started at the meeting, at the DGS meeting for the hospitality. I suggested she might check and see, or somebody check if Carolyn Simpson could help out because she frequently comes in person, But anyway, after it gets established and gets going, then she's gonna move on out to the OVAR conference.
Okay.
So she'll set it up and get it going and to a point, and then figure that everybody who's left there would be able to help pack up and take the cart back upstairs at the end of the
Sure.
meeting. Okay.
Okay.
So then I'll open up on Saturday, and then Kim will come and relieve me at some point in time when she could feasibly get there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
So
Yep.
that's where we are. So we should have coverage both places. We may need to put out a spread the word even further with our populace, whoever they are, and friends, that we might need a few more people to work those type of events. Particularly like these tables. Not that we do them that often, but it would be good to have, 3 or 4 more people, as well as to fill in the, kind of unusual occurrence where our normal people aren't there to do hospitality. So,
Good
okay,
idea.
thank you for letting me insert that. And Kim can tell me if I said it wrong, but I think that's our latest communication on it.
Okay, well, it's your turn up anyway to talk to us about your
Oh.
realtor issues. So take it from there.
Okay, well, the main thing was just about wrapping up the fall seminar. So I think that we can all agree, in spite of all the chaos on Friday, about Blaine not being able to make it there because of the craziness with the flight and the weather. That it all went real smoothly on Saturday and people seemed to like it. I was busy all day today, so I only looked at SurveyMonkey through yesterday, what had come in. We had a small number of surveys, 33 come in, and they, it was all very, very good response. A few people mentioned the audio, but then they came back and said, thank you for getting it fixed right away, which we did. And, a few people expressed disappointment about that Blaine couldn't be there, but they understood. There was only one, kind of caterwauler about that. But what can you say? I don't think they asked for their money back. So anyway, but so tentatively our financials are really good that we've made in the neighborhood netted 6774. That would be thousands, folks. 6,774 is what we anticipate to have made on that. So we're pleased about that, to say the least.
Yeah,
That
very
will
much.
start us off to a good start for our new season. It's so weird because, you would think the fall one is the last one for this year, but it's actually the first one on the new fiscal year. So it's kicking off our season for the next year of seminars.
Well,
And
actually, our fiscal year started yesterday.
Yeah, does it?
Yeah.
Okay. I've always been told since I've been doing this that the fall one counts on the next year. So that's wrong.
The fall one counts on the year in which it occurs. So if it's an October seminar, it's the next year, but if it's a September seminar, it's the previous.
Oh, good. Okay, well, that's going to help us make up for this.
Which means that theoretically you could have a year where you had 2 fall seminars.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that for me. Well, that's good because it will help us for our year then to make up for our shortfalls in the summer, money-wise, in the summer seminar. So good.
And again, I just want to echo my thanks to everybody. It was a really, really finely run event.
Yeah, it felt good. So, I can't think of anything else to say about that. So it's done and dusted. So, on to the next. So yeah, right now I'll be focusing on trying to finally corral those people over in Belfast to get them to sign the contract. We know they're coming, that they are slow to respond on those types of things. So I will be hitting up Mr. Fenton again this week to get him to sign it. And we should be ready to go. And I would presume we'll want to start our, publicity campaign around the first of the year, around right after the holidays and get that knocked out. So.
Yep.
I don't have a whole lot else to say right now. For what?
All right. Let's see. Secretary Terry, is there anything that we need to know?
No, doing great. Everything's going good. Hate I missed the seminar this week. But
did the wedding go well?
Went fantastic.
Right.
It was a very beautiful wedding. I actually got choked up during the ceremony.
Ah.
Yeah, this is my grandniece, and so it was exciting to see her get married, and to a very nice guy. I actually liked the guy, and so
that helps.
Yeah. So, but I got a chance to hear the first 2 sessions, and those were outstanding. And went online and listened to the other 2 in the afternoon, and they were good also. that was a lot of work he put into his adopted great-grandmother.
Yeah.
That was amazing. How much time and effort and how much research went into finding out who she was and her adopted names. That, I mean, that's really staying with it. So,
Yeah, that guy sure has a lot of knowledge. He was great.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Susan, anything to report from our financial perspective?
Nothing really. You will have the report on the 5th or 6th.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
There,
All
we
right,
can hear you.
I'm
Yay.
back. I'm here.
Woo!
Hey. Okay, sorry to interrupt so rudely.
Did I paraphrase okay your plans for Saturday, Kim?
Yeah, I was gonna set up and see if I could, see if anybody wouldn't mind just tearing it down. Make sure, everybody's got their snacks and things before the meeting, and then I was gonna head up and relieve Sharon and then close
can handle
everything up at the
Yeah, I'm sure we
Yeah.
can
at the
handle that without
hotel
any
after and
problem.
bring everything back.
All
If
right.
that's okay.
Thank
Perfect.
you.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, thank you. And I'll be glad to help get things back up to the 8th floor with whomever else.
I'll be there.
Yay,
All right.
Melissa.
Thanks,
Thank
Melissa.
you.
I'm usually there early.
Melissa, it's your turn up. What do we need to know from you?
Not a whole lot, I think. So let's see, with us being split, I know I'll be at the library on Saturday. Are you able, Tony, to set up for on Friday?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll be there Saturday and we're on the 7th floor again, right?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else I need to cover since we're gonna be kind of split? Maybe our resources will be a little bit thin.
The one thing that just to keep in mind, if things are kind of popping at the Hogarth deal, I mean, if there's people around and if there's activity or something, you could even jump in on Zoom and do a live report from there if you want, Sharon or Kim, either one of you.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Just
Okay.
bring it up on your phone and just
Oh,
kind of give us all
All
a
right.
feeling of what it's like to be there. If there's just you two sitting here looking at each other, we probably would want to pass on that, but
You sure?
Hey, Coach, you turn on the mahjong.
yeah, I watch you doing your mahjong thing.
And Tony, you're gonna be at the Dallas Library or are you gonna be at the Hogarth thing?
I'll be at the Dallas Library.
Okay,
I'll be at the general meeting.
okay. So I'll get that tech team plan together and be ready for Saturday.
And you might notice some changes I made to that too. I think I figured out how to handle the seminar login stuff too.
The Zoom stuff, okay.
Yeah, you'll
I
see
mean,
that in
yeah, the
template.
Zoom logins, okay. Okay,
And Melissa, Kim
there's one
Richards,
less action that I need to take.
Nope.
and
just
Kim
review it.
Richardson knows that you have a DGS laptop, so that she'll bring her memory stick with her
Oh,
for
okay.
the presentation.
Great. I sent her some email not knowing that, so that's good to hear. Because the library, well, we'll get to that later. Okay.
That's it for me.
Kim, anything from membership?
Yes, I looked through all the registrants to kind of do a correlation to see if we got any members to join for our seminar. And there's no real correlation for that. I did find, well, we had 150 or so registrants. So
Yeah.
I looked at all their membership. I looked to see what seminars they had gone to. Since this is our largest one. And I found a couple for Nika. I found a couple for Cindy Engel, figuring they joined a membership just, a month or two or right around the time of the seminar. But even the DNA class we had some people join the seminar, but they didn't join as a member. But our membership levels leveled out. We're 2 up from last month. So
Okay.
So that's good.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Tim, I noticed this is totally going back to something else, to the North Texas Irish Festival. But I noticed on the list of the registrants, the email list that Melissa had sent me, that there was a person named Jan Jones on it, and who's not a member, but I wondered if that's the Jan Jones who does that. You know, that was Richard's wife's name. And I
Oh,
was wondering if we should email her and say, are you the Jan Jones associated with NTIM? She could only say yes or no.
oh, well, I have her, was, did you say she was a member or not?
No, she wasn't, but she
Okay.
was on the list. I still have the list.
Let me look up, see if she has an account. I think I looked him up. I don't know if we looked up her before. Remember we were looking him
Yeah.
up?
It might not be the same one, but it might be. And I thought, well, it might not hurt to ask and see if we can get any inside scoop.
I noticed the website's up there. They told me they'd get back to me, you know, in September. So I'll email again. The website's up, but there's nothing on there where you can, you know, apply to have a booth. It's just general information
Okay.
about performers and things.
Pretty common name, so there could be, you know, hundreds of Jan Jones in the metro area, but it might not be just a coincidence that she's registered for a genealogy program about DNA in particular. So, excuse the little sidebar, y'all, but it's just going back to other news, past news.
Good to having a Dallas site here who knows everybody and remembers names. Let's see, Pat, anything from your perspective?
No, just this coming Saturday, it seems like we've got Betty, of course, isn't going to be there. So that's why we have people filling in. So if somebody could bring ice to the meeting.
Who's bringing ice?
I don't know.
I can bring ice.
Somebody
I was
can.
going to bring the ice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just want to make sure of that. So is there any other things that we need volunteers for in the next, like for the family thing at the library or for Hogar?
We will need some people for the Family History Day on the 18th.
Okay.
So we'll talk about that in just a minute. I'll come back to that.
I think that we won't have a huge amount of traffic at Hogar, you know, so I think we're okay there with just one or, you know, a couple times we'll have two people there, but most of the time one person will probably be fine. Plus we'll have the DPL people next to us, so, you know, I think we can represent good enough there.
Okay.
They're offering, yeah.
Michelle was not able to attend tonight. Apparently the committee is having some discussion about, I won't say doing away with the newsletter, but changing the way that the newsletter is prepared and delivered. And I didn't get a lot of details about it. I wasn't able to attend that meeting either. I did share some comments from her that she sent me an email. You'll see there's a file in there in a folder that with those what she sent to me. She also has indicated too that May she will be stepping down, so we will be looking for somebody to fill her position when she leaves the organization then too. So nothing radical, nothing, you know, this month, but it's just kind of a long range thing that we need to think about and talk about. Todd, last but not least.
All right, let me just going to pop up some of the metrics. Not a big surprise. We oh, wait a second. Okay. You can see that this is about the last 30 days or so. The solid line is the most recent. The dashed is the preceding period. So pretty consistent, except, you know, as we get to the seminar. So just under 3,000 users for that time period.
And that was how long?
A month, 30 days.
Okay.
So if you take a look at the a drill down on the actual pages, not a big surprise, you know, a lot of just the generic pages, but in 3 and 4, you can see we had 670 visits to the seminar page, the fall seminar page. And then already 236 to the recording page. So checking out the recordings. I don't know if we get metrics on people watching the videos from Zoom, but we had a couple hundred people visiting there. So I don't know if we got any registrations or not, but it is active.
So no, I haven't seen any new registrations.
Gotcha. So, just looking at the rest of these general some of the meetings, cemeteries, the last couple of times we've looked at this, it's been in the top 10, local records, DNA SIG, and the African American SIG as well.
Okay.
So that's, nothing else exciting going on in my space.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, moving on to new business. I'd like to schedule out our board meetings through next May. So I've got some dates to propose to you. So I can see them here. Okay, so in January, we're meeting on the 4th. The Wednesday before that is New Year's Day, so I don't want to do that. So I'm proposing Wednesday, January 8th. That's the second Wednesday in January.
That's fine.
Works for me.
Okay, February, the Wednesday before the meeting would be the 29th of January. March meeting, the Wednesday before would be the 26th of February. The April meeting would actually happen in April, Wednesday, April 2nd. And the May meeting would be on Wednesday, April 30th. So if nobody has any glaring objections to that, we'll just pencil those in and go forward, assuming that that's at least close to when we're going to meet. All right, thank you all for that. Family History Day. So, like I mentioned to Stephanie in the past, we've just had a presence there throughout the day. It also is not a real high volume thing, but we do get people that, come over and want to talk genealogy and have some questions and stuff. So I would like to have a presence there all day. Do we have any of you willing to schedule some time there? If so, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yes, I can come. I don't want to be there all day, but I could come for some of the day.
All right.
When would you like me to go?
Well, it all depends on how many other people we get to join our shindig. I'm available that day and I'm willing to be there all day myself, but I would like to have some backup. I'm going to reach out to the DNA world since there's usually some DNA questions to see if I can't get some of them. So anybody else, if you're interested, it won't be but you by yourself, but if you are available and willing to spend some time with us, kind of help wave the DGS flag, I would appreciate it. And just let me know.
Tony, I know I'm at the Haggard Library for the same event that day.
Okay.
The Plano Library.
You are dismissed then. You're forgiven.
I'm actually out of town that weekend, so otherwise I would volunteer.
All
What
right.
day does it fall on?
That's a Friday.
Friday.
The
Friday?
18th. Mhm.
I can probably go. I can go on Friday.
Oh, cool. Is there
I hope they'll be
Marjana?
done with my bathroom by then.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Okay, pencil me in.
you're all right. Well, I bet you there's going to be some mahjong spoken that day. Okay, anybody else wants to join, let me know. But Sharon and Kim so far I'll pencil in. Okay, the library informed us Saturday that last Saturday was the last day that they're going to provide wireless hotspots.
Whoa.
Yes, cost saving measure. I did just a little bit of research. There is a mobile citizen organization that I can't quite tell if they provide stuff for free or not, but they are focused on providing hotspots for nonprofit organizations and have submitted a request to them. TechSoup has something as well. They will sell the hotspot device itself. There's like an $18 fee to acquire that thing. And then that works through T-Mobile, and it's $120 for 1 year.
It's worth it, I think.
Well, if we're
Yeah.
dropping AWS, some of the money from AWS can be repurposed for that.
Yeah. So I'll see what this mobile citizen group comes up with, but I do think the problem comes in is, as those of you that were at the general meeting when Chris was there the last meeting, he had done his presentation on a Macintosh in an Apple environment, and when we brought the PowerPoint over into the Windows thing, the fonts just went crazy. It was just awful, and so we really need to have the ability for something like that to allow the speaker to use their own laptop, and that's where the hotspot comes in. Carol, the Wi-Fi situation in the library hasn't improved a lot. The public Wi-Fi, it's not too bad, but the problem is they'll kick you off after an hour.
Yeah.
And then you got to log back in again. And we set up, well before the meeting and just don't want it to
And
drop
they
in the middle of the
they
meeting.
can't give you a staff login?
Well, they give us a staff computer. They will allow us to use their equipment because then we can be on the staff Wi-Fi, and that's what we've been getting around. But if somebody can't use a Windows machine for some reason, then
They don't want that. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, just stay tuned in that. We're okay for this meeting because she's going to go to the Windows stuff. So, but that's something we may have to end up doing. Heard from Drianna Belden at the Portal to Texas History. It turns out that we have reached the 1 million+ uses category with all of the documents and things that we have up on the Portal to Texas History.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a little bit
Great.
flabbergasted. We're like at a 1.1 hits so far since we've added that stuff up there. I take a quick look around and no other genealogy society is even close. Hopkins County is about 700,000, but our stuff has proven to be really popular for some reason. So kudos to us. She's going to attend the November meeting and she's going to present a certificate to us. And
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah. So something to be really proud of, I think.
Absolutely.
So I'm really happy about that. Last piece I have, we've had this AWS account with Amazon, the Amazon Web Services, and we had set that thing up when we were in the process of digitizing our own documents, and we wanted to have a foolproof place for those things to be stored. Since everything has been completely digitized and moved up into the Portal to Texas History, I don't really see much reason to keep that account anymore. It's low cost. It's only $2 or $3 a month, but it's $2 or $3 a month we don't really need to spend. So unless anybody can give me a valid reason why we should keep it, I'm going to propose that we shut that down.
I don't have a problem with that. Did we actually make changes to the TIFF or those archive PDFs to point to Texas, the Portal to Texas History?
Yes.
Because I thought that's what okay. So we really are using it for nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Get rid of it.
All right.
We'll find out.
Yeah. Oops. We haven't put anything up there in a long time. So, all right. We'll open the floor up to any topics of discussion anybody wants to talk about.
I have one.
Okay.
And that is what to do with the situation that we had with the seminar, where I ended up dragging 3 different officers in to answer what should have been a fairly simple question. And I'm not sure who I should be sending this stuff to. If I notice that there is something funky with the seminar registration, who is supposed to get that information and who's supposed to fix it?
That's a really good question. Because we've bounced it around amongst a number of people.
Yeah, we did. And that seemed inefficient.
Yeah. So Melissa, I would think you are probably the logical place to have those things start and then pull in help that you need if you need any help resolving it. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
Well, I mean, I can see I saw that she also registered. I mean, I could see both things on membership. I could see the person that applied and then I can see the registration. I mean, I can check that.
Well, the problem is I didn't need anything checked. I could see that both transactions passed through. I needed somebody to say, give her a $15 refund.
Well, I
And-
said 70. I said 70 by mistake, meaning that
Right,
that's how much
yeah, and I knew that, but
the seminar costs, but it threw me off when you said the other name, because I looked and I said, oh, there's a Patricia Williams, but that wasn't her. That's some other Patricia.
no,
So,
that was her. That was my
Yeah.
point.
yeah, there was a Patricia Williams also in addition to Patty.
Okay,
And her name
Very
isn't
good.
Williams, it's so that kind of threw me off for a minute when I went, oh, there's another, maybe she did start another account, but she didn't. So,
But to Susan's point, we'll let Melissa, in the role of our Director of Information Technology, be the point person for that, and then dragging you in or me in or whatever it takes to get the issue resolved.
okay.
very good.
Carol, you've just endured your first DGS board meeting. Is there anything you would like to share with us from your perspective? So, Carol,
And
are
I
you
survived. It's great to be here. It's great to see y'all again. I have very pleasant memories from and do most of the folks, did you explain who I am and what my
I did a
background
little,
with
I
the
shared it with some of the
library is?
people, but please tell us a little bit about your background, because I had some gaps after you left the library. So
Well,
yeah,
I was the manager on the 7th floor for about 13 years and worked on the 7th floor for about 20 years. And during the Great Recession of 2008, I got the 8th floor to manage as well. So I had always had a lot of good genealogy friends among the staff and DGS members. And so it was a very pleasant experience for me because, as I explained to Tony, I'm a architectural and photographic historian and local historian, and the genealogy people taught me this is another way to look at how to do a lot of this research. And it was eye-opening for me, and I am still able to help people who are doing local history research who, couldn't find an ancestor to save their souls, whether they're related to them or not. So I told him I have great respect for the work and the strategies that genealogists have developed for doing research. And that was the reason I was very willing to serve on the board for a year or so. And since I retired, I have been, I still do some freelance writing. I write a local history column for the Fort Worth Star. I live in Fort Worth. That's the really bad thing about me. It's, I'm on the other side of the Trinity. I'm the dark side. Or if you're in Fort Worth, then I say that I went to Dallas to work on the dark side. So it goes both directions. But I had a great time, trying to get people to talk to each other from Dallas and Fort Worth who had mutual interests. And since
Is your column in the Star Telegram about
it runs every 5th Sunday in the Star Telegram. So if you can get in on the database with your library, Dallas Public Library, you can look for me and see. You probably aren't going to get the pictures. I tend to pick photographs as my starting point and then go from there.
what is it called? Your column?
It has a different title every name, but if you Google, if you search on my name in the database, you'll find I've got about 55 odd columns over the past 4 or 5 years. And I do National Register of Historic Places and Texas Historical Marker nominations, although I'm thinking of kind of winding that down now. And I also volunteer with the Tarrant County Black Genealogical and Historical Society. I'm there. I went over to use some of their pictures and they weren't very well organized. And I thought, I can fix this. And so I've been there about 4 years, and we've gotten some grants from the Portal to Texas History for the $1,000 Rescuing Texas History grants.
Right.
And So we digitized a lot of photographs. One thing for any of you who do Black Dallas research is there's a really fantastic 1931 Black Dallas City Directory that has a list of all the churches and schools and all the employees who worked at those schools and at those churches, and some musical groups. It's a great city directory that's earlier than the ones that the Dallas Public Library has, and I was really pleased to get that put online. So as Tony knows, I'm passionate about the portal and trying to help them enhance resources. And the Tarrant County Black Historical and Genealogical Society, I think, would be very interested in working with DGS, perhaps if there's some program ideas that come up where we could do some joint marketing. I think they'd be very open to that. So
Yeah, we would love to discuss that.
yeah. So, and other than that, I love to travel. And so if I'm not here, that's what I've gone to do.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, it was very serendipitous when we went over to give the
Yeah,
Black Historical and Genealogical Society their check, that $500 donation.
I was
Carol,
there.
she was there. What a coincidence! So it was great to reacquaint myself with you again and get the relationship going, and then eventually reel you in here. So we're thrilled to have you. Thanks again for volunteering.
And
Well,
I'm glad to have my DGS connections again.
What part of Fort Worth do you live in?
What part of what?
Fort Worth do you live in?
I am just west of downtown, Central City.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, very, very close to the museum district.
Yeah.
And if you come over to go to the museums and want to meet for lunch or something, I'd be up for that.
I lived in Meadowbrook for a couple of years.
Okay, yeah.
Quite a ways back, and have a few connections over there.
So
Carol,
you show up
are
every
you,
now and again.
Carol, are you currently a DGS member?
Yes, I am. I have been.
Because that's
I
one of the.
guess when Susan Younger was president. Oh, I'm also on the committee for the Dallas History Conference. That's one of my Dallas cross connections. And Susan got DGS involved as a sponsor of the Dallas History Conference.
Yeah.
And I joined at that point and found it very beneficial to have the membership. So I've kept it up.
Well, thank you for that. But you don't get many perks for being our at-large director, but one of them is a year's free membership. So Kim, would you make sure that she gets credit for a year's free membership?
Sure.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to pay. It's not a big deal.
We're happy to copy at least that much. That's the least we can do. All right, I'm out of stuff. So thank you all very much. We will do this again on October 2nd at 7 o'clock. And I will see you all then. And again, thank you all for what you do.
November 2nd.
November.
Oh, that was last month, wasn't it? Okay, well,
No,
there we go.
No, we're only on October now.
October 30th is the next meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tony, where did you say the thing was about the newsletter? I wanted to look at that.
It's in the folder for where you're going to put the financial results for this meeting.
Oh, it's the board minutes for this meeting?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
very good.
And Tony, will you hang on for just a second? I wanted to ask you something.
Absolutely. So I'm going to stop the recording. This meeting is officially done at 7:56.
Oh my gosh, I think that's a record. Woo!
I think so.
I think so too.